Word of the day, well. Toastmaster of the day, well delivered, well composed, twice, Kimberly well known, Bobby well written, pretty, bar, well timed, well praised. Toastmaster of the day again, well spoken speaker, but I would prefer well spoken Toastmaster. Spoken speaker, you have the same base word speak. Rachi, well carried out, well connected, well organized, well done. Laura, well recognized, well structured, well proven, well done. Anlin, well spoken. Banu, well connected, well delivered. It has been quite a while since I was last invited to be the language evaluator of the club which I started 3 years ago, this club. Next, for the past many months, you have heard many language evaluations. Pause and ponder. Have you been misled, misguided, and misinformed? I have taken notes at every meeting, but I will not be sharing with you the mistakes made, otherwise they will take half an hour. Grammatical errors, mispronunciation, as well as the rhetorical devices. So for those who are listening to me for the very first time, my role as the language evaluator to evaluate the words and the language used by every speaker this evening. I shall divide my feedback into 3 broad categories, the 3 W's, the wonderful words, the wasteful words, and the wrongful words. And if any one of you would like to use my tagline, make sure you credit the source, otherwise I can be very merciless and I will not hesitate to crucify you at every meeting that I go to by naming you. I shall divide my feedback into 3 broad categories, as I've said, the 3 W's. I will not only tell you the beautiful creative words used, I'll also tell you the rhetorical device being used. The grammatical mistakes, I'll tell you which grammatical rule it is. Then you learn. Finally, the preferred pronunciation. The harvest this evening is bountiful and plentiful, and I've collected a lot. First, the wonderful words being used. We, at the start, shared many use of similes. From me, as devoted as my mom, as opposite as my mom, as lazy, as busy, as capable, as motherly. This is what we call the use of similes. From Laura, cleaning at the tables and washing the dishes. Do you notice 2 groups of words being used? Cleaning the tables, washing the dishes. And I call this harmony in duality. We have, from the Toastmaster of the day, lovely place, lovely audience, lovely ambience. Use of repetition, lovely, lovely, lovely. Likewise, the use of iPhone, iPad, iPod, I take, I keep. Use of repetition, very powerful tool. Play on words, the word open, open heart, open mind. From Arun. All these are from him. And play on word, time, timer, first timer, old timer. Use of rhyme, itchy, touchy, scratchy. So whatever he meant by scratchy, refer to him, where Rachi is concerned. So use of rhyme. Then the club president's opening speech. Do you know what rhetorical device was used? The use of the container, the jar, life, the golf balls, your family, pebbles, your friends, then the sand, the minor things in life, and the water. This is what we call the use of analogies, comparisons. And I first saw it on YouTube. The university professor giving a lecture by demonstrating that particular analogy. Then from Abigail, we have playful, obstinate, and rebellious, referring to herself. 3 words used consecutively. That is the use of the power of 3. Fits of giggles. You don't just hear giggling, but fits of giggles. Very refreshing and very provocative use of phrase. Spooky stories. Both words begin with letter S, use of alliteration. In my mind, in my heart. Again, harmony in duality. Toastmaster of the day use a lot of alliterations, judicious, Judy, letter J, and Kimberly, low, to make you high, low and high, use of contrast. And he wasn't aware that he used reduplication. Hurly-burly, Kimberly, use of rhyme, but hurly-burly is what we call use of reduplication. When you get a copy of my book, it's in my book, duplication, reduplication. Likewise, there was another chit-chat, another use of reduplication. From Bobby, life is like a Jurassic Park, use of analogy. It's a comparison, but it's not direct. Direct is simile, that's what we've used. And again, boisterous, Bobby, use of alliteration. Use of rhyme again, raunchy, punchy. Was it punchy or was it paunchy? Again, use of rhyme. I owe my mother a ton. Really? You owe your mother a ton? That is use of exaggeration. Or the rhetorical device is called hyperbole. My dear friends, there is no shortcut to using creative language. It takes a lot of hard work. Read a lot, use the dictionary a lot, listen to the better speakers, not just the native speakers. I'll elaborate that later when native speakers are concerned. Now I come to wasteful words. And for this category, nobody will be named, nobody will be shamed. But then who is to be blamed? Your school teachers. And for this, let me tell you that it pays to listen and to take notes. He's my eldest grandson. He used to follow me when he was in primary school to Toastmasters meetings. And he has taken a lot of notes, just like what he's doing today. And he was in Denmark for 5 years because the father was attached there. And within 2 months, he picked up and he mastered the Danish language just by listening, using the dictionary. And last year for O levels, he scored A1 for English. So it pays to listen. Food is not nice. The word nice is overworked, overused. The food is not nutritious, not healthy. Better, isn't it? Second changes. Usually it is in the singular form, the second change, instead of changes. The word doing is too simple. Doing a project, doing a speech. How about presenting or delivering the speech? That is much better. Repeated the question again. Repeat means to say it again. So the word again is redundant. Repeated the question. Where do you see a smile? Obviously on the face. So when you say smile on my face, redundant. Just smile. The word linchpin. How many of you know what is a linchpin? Not many of us. As I've said just now, in the spoken form, try use simple words. A linchpin is a very important, the most important person or thing. Just say the most important thing or person or linchpin. Then we will learn a new word. Everybody know, everybody knows. Everybody is used as a singular. When you start a speech and you say, today I would like to talk to you about, redundant, unnecessary. Just tell us what you wish to tell us. What is 8 a.m.? 8 a.m. a.m. is anti-meridian. 8 in the morning. So 8 a.m. in the morning, redundant. Either you say 8 in the morning or 8 a.m. One of my experiences, it is only one of several experiences. Chasing after them. Chasing means going after. Hence, after is redundant, not necessary. He was chasing them. Falling. When you fall, it has to be down. So falling down, down is redundant. It is always good. The word good is overused, overworked. In my book, there are hundreds of examples. Unfortunately, my book is out of stock. There's no more left. So it is always useful, always recommended. Is there such a word as combinedly? I don't think so. Combinedly. Not that I know of. When you give the credits, the praises, the compliments to the speaker, and you continue with however, and you go on to other aspects. So what you're trying to do was to discredit and to discount all those praises, all those positives. Don't use the word however. Moreover. That means in addition to. Next, I did not see it before. If you did not see it, it has to be before. Before is redundant. Marathon, what comes to mind? It is a race, to run the marathon. But I heard run the marathon race. So race is redundant. Unless it is a speech marathon. Many speakers for that evening. Falling down, is there such a thing as falling up? Again, down is redundant. You could actually have, either you have or you don't have. The word actually is unnecessary. I look forward to, this has become a cliche. Unnecessary. Wrinkles, pause fillers are not good. Again, good is overused, overworked. Wrinkles, pause fillers are recommended or not recommended. All the alphabets put together. English language has only one alphabet. So it cannot be all the alphabets, all the letters put together. To N. When the next word begins with a vowel sound, we use N and N instead of N. Finally, greeting. Did you notice many of us greeted the audience with good evening? The word good is overused, overworked. It shows that our vocabulary is so limited, so lacking. Again, in my book, there are many examples. Today is Monday. Is it Monday? A marvelous Monday. Isn't it better? A splendid evening, a wonderful evening, a pleasant evening. Try not to use the word good. More than 10 years ago, at every Toastmasters meetings, I advocated an alternative. And all the speakers, all the language evaluators have adopted my recommendations. It all started with me. Finally, pronunciation. Is it important? It's up to you. To me, pronunciation is about three main things. First is audibility. Are we loud enough to be heard? Second is clarity. Are we clear enough to be understood? But thirdly, is intensity. Is our voice expressive enough to be enjoyed? Listen to the newsreaders. They are almost perfect. Nobody is perfect. I was scalded. Scalded means very painful. Boiling water over you. I was scolded. Demonstration, demonstration. The middle or the meat, the final consonant T. The lease, you sign a lease for how many years? Rental or the leased with a T. Mine, but determine, not determine. Record is a noun. As a verb, it is record. Consume. If you study phonetics, it is consume. Conducive. Vulnerability. 6 syllables. Vulnerability. Vulnerability. You see the difference? That is what we call intonation, the rise and the fall of syllable sounds. Children, the middle consonants are very important. Children. Beings or beings, human beings. Eliminate instead of eliminate. Pathetic, sound like it is pathetic. Pathetic, it was so pathetic. Sound as though it is very believable and credible. Bobby, your second name is Leonard, is it? Leonard? Leonard. I heard it as something else. If you're not sure, always ask the speaker. Bobby Leonard. Suggestion instead of suggestion. Again, when the next word begins with a vowel sound in a spoken form, the becomes the. The eyes, the animal. Aura instead of aura, Pandora, plethora, and Laura. Remember the song, Tell Laura I Love Her? Laura. But if you prefer Laura, it's fine. We know what it means. Arena, same, arena. As a verb, it is projected. Projected. Your voice was projected. Conclusion, conclusion. Hurly-burly. I heard it's like the motorcycle. There was Harley, right? Harley Davidson. So it's hurly-burly. The words or the words, quotes. I heard it's quotes. Morse quote, the quote. So it's quotes. Finally, a question for all of you to ponder. Is it too late to change our speaking habits? Are we too old to change our speaking habits? I've heard that many times. Late 30s, 40s, 50s. No, I tell you why. In Singapore, there are 35,000 school teachers, MOE trained teachers. 0.2%